So let's talk a little bit about special angles, and let's begin with the most basic special angle of, so let's take two randomly drawn angles, like this. And what I'd like to point out is pairs of equal angles. Let's begin by labeling these angles appropriately. So we're going to have uh, points here to designate which angle I'm talking about. I'm going to put points on these lines. I'm going to call this A, I'm going to call this B, I'm going to call this C, D, and E. So having those points, now we can see clearly that when I talk about angle ABE, which is this one here, ABE is this, I would have to write angle ABE, making sure that the corner of our angle is the middle letter. So just to make it clear, B is the corner of the angle ABE. Now this is not the same as the angle ABC, which would be this angle over here. Let's put that right there. This is the angle ABC. Now B is still the center of this angle, so I would still have to write B in the center like this, angle ABC, but because we're not going to E, we're opening up to point C, which is on the bottom left corner of the line. So they're different angles, even though they have the same corner point B. What I'd like to point out is that angle ABE is equal to the angle CBD, and I'm going to highlight that in yellow to match with the other yellow angle. Here we go. Here is angle CBD, and these two angles are equal to each other, and of course the two green angles are equal to each other. In case it wasn't obvious, they are equal to each other, and this is the angle. Let me write this out formally. This is the angle. It's a little bit messy. Angle DBE. All right, so the two green angles are equal to each other, and the two yellow angles are equal to each other. And I suppose a quick way to prove this is by just copying. I'm going to copy this drawing. So let's copy. Let's move this out of the way. Let's move it down here, and let's copy this here, paste it, and now let's rotate the whole thing. So first let me group the whole thing and rotate it like this, so that it's completely opposite to what it was before. And you can now see that angle CBD, which was at the bottom over here, is now at the top in the flipped version. So if I match them one on top of the other, you can see that in fact these angles match perfectly. So it's true that the yellow angles are equal to each other and the green angles are equal to each other as well. So all that is in fact true. We call these angles vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. I'll write that down. So it's not alternate interior angles. We're not there yet. We call these vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. And all vertically opposite angles are equal to each other, always. Now let's take a look at alternate interior angles. So first we have to understand where that comes from. It comes from parallel lines. So here's a set of parallel lines, and a line that goes through it, we call that line that goes through it a transverse line. It transverses these two parallel lines. And everything in between the two parallel lines, kind of like the inside part of a sandwich, let me highlight that for you. So the inside part of the sandwich would be everything in here. So all of this part here is the interior part of the parallel lines, and everything outside would be everything up here and down here. So the light blue represents the interior and the purple represents the exterior. So interior angles are the ones that are inside the blue region or inside the two parallel lines. This yellow angle over here matches with this one down there. Now, they're inside the parallel lines, so we call those angles interior, and they're alternating around the transverse line. So on the top angle is on this side and the other angle has switched over to the other side, and so it's alternated from the left side to the right side of the transverse line. So we call this yellow angle alternate interior angles. We also have alternate exterior angles. So for example, let me highlight in green an exterior angle. Here's an exterior angle, and it matches with this one over here. So these angles are the same. Now it's exterior because it's outside of the parallel lines, and it alternates because if you take a look, this one's on the left side of the transverse line, and it switches over to the right side of the transverse line on the bottom part here. So it alternated sides, and it's on the outsides. We call this one alternate exterior angles. So alternate interior angles, which are these yellow ones, are equal to each other, and alternate exterior angles, which are these green ones, are also equal to each other.